Welcome to the Expect Success Podcast, a presentation of GeorgeBollock.com with your host, George Bollock. This podcast is for all things personal development. Don't expect success, prepare for it. Please welcome your host, George Bollock.
Hey, welcome to Expect Success at GeorgeBollock.com. Let me start by mentioning now, in addition to listening to this podcast, you could also view the video format on YouTube at GeorgeTube.com. Jack Canfield is an American author, motivational speaker, corporate trainer, and entrepreneur. He is the co-founder of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, which has more than 250 titles and 500 million copies in print in over 40 languages. Now, in today's episode, Jack shares with us the 4 best-kept secrets to success. In fact, these are the same strategies that Jack has used over his 40-year career as an author, trainer, and business owner. Listen to Jack.
People often ask me to share the fundamentals of my success path. What did I do to get where I am today? Well, first, I've always listened to something I call my inner guidance. In my early career, I listened to what interested me, and I pursued it with all my heart. I remember being always willing to let go of where I was, literally and figuratively, in order to follow my dreams. Now, by the time I was 39 years old, I'd lived in 9 states, attended 3 universities, built 3 businesses, taken more than 100 workshops, read over 1,000 books, and listened to more audio programs than I can count. I did that because my passion was to study human potential techniques and psychology, and I was happiest when I was studying it, and I was even more joyful when immersing myself in this new field as a voracious learner. Now, the interesting thing is this. Though by honoring my desire to increase my own self-awareness of personal growth strategies, I also discovered ways to help others be more successful in every area of their lives. And that's how I eventually became a lifelong trainer of this work. You too were born with an inner guidance system that tells you whether you are on purpose or off purpose in your life. And that inner guidance system uses the feeling of joy to tell you if you're on track. Those things that bring you the greatest joy are in alignment with your purpose. So follow the things in your life that bring you the most joy and dedicate yourself to always improving. Secondly, I was willing to work diligently and consistently toward achieving the vision of success that I had in my head. I was passionate about my work, I worked long hours, I approached every task with excellence, and I devoted myself to never-ending improvement in every area of my career. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be a workaholic. But what it does mean is that you need to stay focused on doing those things that will get you to your goals. Now, usually that means you have to improve your skills, change some of your behaviors, ask for help, make concrete plans, do research, and then take action toward your goals. Beginning in small, manageable steps that will help eliminate the feeling of overwhelm and give you a greater chance of long-term success. You've probably had that reaction before when you tried to accomplish something new. It all seems so daunting, which only reinforced the belief that it's difficult, even not impossible, to succeed. Now, starting with small, achievable steps that you can easily master, on the other hand, reinforces your belief that you can easily improve. The third secret to success, and this is something that I learned early on, is that success in life is a team sport. I've tried to always surround myself with partners, co-authors, and peers, as well as a world-class team of people at my company. And these are people who are just as dedicated as I am to getting this work out into the world. Each in their own way is invested in the success of our work. Now, one big takeaway for you is that you can also include mentors, advisors, and coaches in the group of people who are on the journey with you. Successful people constantly seek out guidance and advice from experts in their field. And you can do the same thing. So start by making a list of the people you would like to ask to mentor you. They don't have to be famous. They simply have to be experienced and forward-thinking in the subject matter in which you're asking advice. Be willing to approach them and ask for help. Now, fourth, and I'll leave you with this thought, I've always sincerely cared about the people I serve. I truly love helping people, and I really get a charge out of watching them wake up and successfully apply the principles and strategies that I've taught them. I love what I do, and I love the people for whom I do it. Now, you too can experience joy every day as you're becoming more and more successful. So in closing today, I want to give you a bit of homework to complete after you've done watching this video. And this is what it is. Make a list of all the things that make you feel the most joyful and the most alive. And then look at what are the common elements of those experiences. See if you can figure out a way to make a living doing those things.
That's awesome. Now, for more from Jack Canfield, simply search YouTube and be sure to check out his website too, jackcanfield.com. Jack's famous book, The Success Principles, can be found at his website and or amazon.com. Comes in an audio format too. And remember, as the late great Jim Rohn used to say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today you've been hanging out with Jack Canfield. Keep up the momentum. Subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss another episode. We'll catch you on the next show, and thanks again so much for listening. See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Expect Success Podcast with your host, George Bollick. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review. And find more great content online at georgebollick.com and on Facebook and Twitter at George Bollick. We'll catch you next time. And remember, don't just expect success, prepare for it.